Oxygen and fluorine. Oxygen and fluorine can oxidize these transition metals to their highest oxidation stage because of their high electronegativity and small size. Fluorine small size, highest electronegativity. Oxygen also small size, higher electronegativity. So they can oxidize these transition metals into their highest oxidation state. Especially oxygen can oxidize the metal again to the very highest as compared to fluorine. You consider MnO4 or you can say MnO4 the oxidation state of Mn is +7. Oxygen can oxidize Mn to +7. You know Mn has got +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, +7. With oxygen, Mn shows +7. This oxygen can oxidize Mn to the highest oxidation state. But the highest oxidation state for Mn with fluorine is +4. The difference is because of why this is so. Oxygen can show multiple bonding. Oxygen can show multiple bonding. When you see this Mn O O O this is Mn2 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is Mn2 O7. Mn2 O7. So here you see so many multiple bonds made by oxygen with this Mn. Mn2 O7 again plus oxygen can show multiple bonding. Oxygen can show multiple bonding, but fluorine cannot show multiple bonding. So compared to fluorine, oxygen can oxidize the metal into the highest oxidation stage. Lower oxidation states are basic, higher oxidation states are acidic, and in between amphibolic. For example, MnO, Mn3O4, Mn2O3, MnO2, Mn2O7. So in this, the lower oxidation state, this is +2, this is basic, MnO basic. And the highest oxidation state, Mn +7, that is acid. And in between, you can say amphoterically, with 8 by 3 plus 3 plus 4. So lowest oxidation state is basic, highest oxidation state is acidic, in between amphoteric. So fluorine and oxygen and fluorine can oxidize these transition metals into their highest oxidation state. In that, oxygen is better because oxygen can show multiple bonding, which fluorine cannot show. Fluorine can take Mn to maximum +4, while oxygen can take Mn to +7. Right, one question. Why Cr2 plus is reducing? Why Cr2 plus is reducing? While Mn3 plus is oxidizing. This is reducing. This is oxidizing. You may not understand what is meant by this. Both are having D4 configuration. Both are having D4 configuration. Both are having D4 configuration. CR is 3d5 forest 1. So from forest 1 electron bond, from 3d5 also 1 electron bond. So here 1, 2, 3. This is Mn3 plus. Mn3 plus. Mn3 plus means 2 from forest and 1 from bond, 1 from this 3d bond. So both are having D4. Both are having D4. With the D4 configuration, one is reducing and the other is oxidizing. D4, in the case of Mn3 plus, you know that D5 stability. You know that D5 stability, Mn3 plus, for Mn3 plus, D5 stability is the most stable configuration due to half-filled stability. So, it will be taking one electron to get converted into D5. It will be taking one electron here, it will be undergoing reduction. So, it is an oxidizing agent. Oxidizing means oxidizing agent. And in the case of Cr3 plus, for Cr3 plus, it will be going for T2G3 as in the previous day we have seen. It will be going for T2G3. T2G3 means it is like this. For Cr, three orbitals here, two orbitals here. This is T2G, and this is EG. Here I can show these degenerate orbitals. So for Cr2 plus T2G3 is the most stable state. Here half filled means here lower state half filled 1, 2, 3. So this is already 4. It will be changing to 3. That means it will lose one electron. Losing one electron means it is undergoing oxidation. So it will act as a reducing agent. So take care for chromium T2G3. 1, 2, 3. T2G3 is the most stable state. For manganese D5 half filled is fourth state. By the next question, E naught value of copper is positive. Rest all are having negative in the E naught value of copper is having positive. 3, 3, 4. Rest all are having negative. When you start from copper metal, that is, see, I have taken one piece of copper. Copper metal contains so many copper atoms. These copper atoms are close to each other. What all things I have to do? E naught value means it shows its reactivity. E naught value is positive means for M2 plus slash M2 plus slash M. That means M changes to M2 plus M2 plus X. This is what is meant by E naught value, the change from M to M2 plus X. And we know that E naught value is a sum total of, it is a measure of M to Mn plus X. For that, first we have to give sublimation and delta sublimation H. So it will change to M gas. So many M in gaseous state. Then there is ionization, that is M plus gaseous state. This is delta I dot E H. Ionization enthalpy. Next is hydration enthalpy, delta I H. So E naught value, this plus this plus this is this according to SSU. According to Nelson's law, this is what that is the E naught value from M to Mn plus. Here it is 2 plus. So we know that metal is to be sublimed. Means metal is to be converted into the gaseous state. So atomization energy or sublimation energy is to be given. Then I I2, here it is M2 plus. In the case of copper, it is 2 plus. So I1 plus I2. 3 electrons, then I E3. Then I E2H. Okay. Then hydration enthalpy. So I'm taking here 2 plus. That was general, now this is specific to copper. So here I E1 is less in the case of copper because 3D 10 4 is 1. I E1 is lesser. I E2 is higher, but that is more than compensated by hydration enthalpy by putting in water. Hydration enthalpy. But what about this sublimation enthalpy? This is very high in the case of copper. Sublimation enthalpy or this atomization, enthalpy of atomization is very high in the case of copper. So which is not balanced by its hydration enthalpy. This atomization enthalpy, this can be balanced. I2 can be balanced. This is very less. Don't consider this thing. I2 is more than compensated by, or this more than compensates this I2. But when we consider this also, then hydration enthalpy is this. When you consider only this, hydration enthalpy is more. Hydration enthalpy more than compensates the second ionization enthalpy. But when we start from the beginning, then sublimation enthalpy also comes, atomization enthalpy. When you consider this also, that value is small. So sometimes you have to write that value is less. For some questions you have to write that value is more. Sometimes you have to write that value is less. Sometimes you have to write that value is more. When you have to write that value is more, this more than compensates this second ionization enthalpy. When we are starting from Cu plus to Cu2 plus X. Cu plus, suppose already it has Cu plus in hand. Then we have to do this second ionization enthalpy, which is very high. High means that can be more than compensated by this hydration enthalpy. That time you will write hydration enthalpy more than compensates the second ionization enthalpy. But when you talk about the C naught value, the value is some product of all those things. Sublimation enthalpy, first ionization, second ionization, hydration enthalpy. But there, you consider when you start from here, then you put this towards of sublimation enthalpy, atomization enthalpy. That is very high. When you consider that also, then value goes down. So according to the situation, you have to answer whether hydration enthalpy more or less. Next, we are going to F block. In F block, 14 elements of lanthanoids and 14 elements of actinoids. 14 elements of lanthanoids, cerium to this glutation. Actually, these are to be packed in the lanthanum 57. All these are to be packed in, that is D1. What D1? 4D1. 5D1. So here, first transition series, scandium to zinc. First transition series, scandium to zinc. Second transition series, 3D is filled. Then second transition series, yttrium to cadmium. That is 4D is getting filled. Then lanthanum to mercury, 5D. 5D, that is third transition series, lanthanum to mercury. In this lanthanum, all these 14 elements are fixed. So lanthanum means D1, 5D1. So one electron goes to that 5D1. And all lanthanoids, 4 electrons electrons are progressively filled. Then comes here actinium. 5 electrons are progressively filled. So here, this is 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s. So separately we are writing what lanthanoids and actinoids. Because here there is no enough space to put all this 14 together. So electronic configuration we learned about last year: 6s, 4f, 5d, 6p. That was the periodic wise. In the period we learned like that: 6s, 4f, 6s, 4f, 5d, 6p. That was the electronic configuration. Now you don't have to go that side. You have to go only here, only here. But 5d there will be 1. So 6s, 4f, 5d, because this is fixed in this lanthanum. This is the lanthanum. All the 14 are fixed here. That means 5d 1. So 6s, 4f. 4f means 4f 1 to 40. 4f 1 to 40. 5d, you don't have to go to 60. 5d means only 1. Not even this side you have to move. This side you don't have to move. So electronic configuration will be 6s, 6s2, 6s2, 4f, 4f 1 to 40, 1 to 40, then 5d, this is 5d 1, 5d 1, 5d 10. In this n to that hg, 5d 10. So here we will be writing only 5d 1 because all these are inside this box. All these are inside this box. What about actinoids? Actinoids. So 7s2, 7s2, 7s, 5f, 7s, 5f. Then here 6d, 6d1. That's all. So 7s, 5f, 6d. Suppose 5f, 6. 5f, f7 is half full. So this one electron will be taken here to make this f half full. According to the necessity, this one electron will be taken. Here again, here it is suppose one electronic configuration is going to fall in 4f6. Then it will take one electron from here to make 4f7 half full. F orbitals, there are 7 F orbitals. Half full means 4f7, full fill means 4f14. So this you can organize how? 5d, 5d1, 4f1 to 40, 6s2. Similarly, here also you can organize. This is 7s, 5f, 5f1 to 40, then 6d1, 6d1. So you can organize it as 6d1, 5f40, 5f1 to 40, and 7s2. Now here, these orbitals are of comparable energies as compared to these. The 7s, 5s, 6d are of comparable energy. So electrons from here can be lost, not only from 7s, electrons can be lost from 5s also, 60 also. So actinoids show very high number of oxidation states as compared to lanthanoids, because 7s, 5s, 6d, 7s, 5s, 6d are of comparable energies. So actinoids show more number of oxidation states as compared to lanthanoids. When you compare these two things, lanthanoids and actinoids, the chemistry of actinoids is very difficult. Why? Because they show variable oxidation state. I told you these are of having comparable energies. So electrons from all the three will be lost. So actinoids show very high number of variable oxidation state, variety of oxidation state. So its study is difficult. Not only that, actinoids are radioactive. So due to these two reasons, the study of or the chemistry of actinoids is difficult. Study of actinoids are difficult because one, they show wide range of oxidation states. Number two, they are radioactive. They show wide range of oxidation states. Number one, they show wide range of oxidation states. They show wide range of oxidation. They show wide range of, and they are radioactive. They are radioactive. Now, this is lanthanum. Lanthanum 4F is 0. So, lanthanum electronic configuration is 6s2, 4f0, 5d1. That's all. That's all in configuration. Similarly, actinium 7s2, 5f0, 5f0 because it is coming under D block, not under F block. So F is 0. Then 6d1. Coming to lanthanoids, we have already seen lanthanoid contraction. Lanthanoid contraction is having a flow that is regular decrease in their plus 3 states. They show general oxidation state plus 3, even actinoids also plus 3. Means they are this actinoids plus 3. Aluminium has got plus 3, aluminum's oxidation state is plus 3. So they show all the reactions of aluminium. What all reactions of aluminium show? All these reactions are shown by this plus 3 states. So here, lanthanoid contraction, there is a decrease in the size. This decrease in the size is means a regular decrease you see in the case of plus 3. So ionic radii, I am going to put ionic radii. Ionic radii with 57 to lutetium 71. You see a regular decrease. 57, 58, and 60, 67, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. So here a regular decrease, this is called ionic radii. Regular decrease you see in the plus 3, we call it as lanthanoid contraction. Lanthanoid contraction is due to the very poor shielding effect, very poor shielding effect of F electrons. There is actinoid contraction also. In lanthanoid contraction, suppose first lanthanoid, second lanthanoid, third lanthanoid, like this. But in the case of actinoid contraction, first actinoid, second actinoid. From element to element, this is lanthanoids, this is actinoids. So here, from element to element, the decrease is maximum higher in the case of actinoids because of the very poor shielding effect of 5F electrons. Here 4F electrons, very poor shielding effect. Here 5F electron, very poor shielding effect or imperfect shielding of this F electrons. So from element to element, the contraction is higher in the case. This difference is higher in the case of actinoids. Then 4F and 5F electrons. 4F electrons are in the interior; they are buried inside. But 5F electrons are little more outer. So these 5F electrons are more under the control of the nucleus as compared to these 4F electrons. Or we can say these 5F electrons can take part in chemical reactions, or they are available for bonding. 5F electrons are available for bonding means 5f electrons are not buried like 4f electrons. So actinoids are more reactive than lanthanoids. Actinoids show greater number of oxidation state. They show greater range of oxidation state because those 5f, 6d and 7s, 5f, 6d are of comparable energies. They are silvery white. Actinoids are silvery white. Actinoids are highly reactive. They show almost, they are not attacked by actino3. Why? Because they are protected by that oxide layer, similar to aluminium. They are protected by their oxides, protective layer of oxides. Now, uses of these lanthanoids and actinoids. Uses of lanthanoids, the best single use is the production of alloy steel. Means for plates and pipes, to make alloys, lanthanoids are utilized. Lanthanoids are 95% and 5% of iron and traces of lanthanoids. Ln stands for lanthanoid, general bond of 40. Lanthanoids 95%, Fe 5%, and traces of calcium, sulfur, carbon, calcium. This can be utilized to form an alloy. That alloy is called mish metal. This is very important. Mish metal. It is used to produce bullets. Mish metal is used to produce bullets and flints. Flint glass, you must have seen flint. Lanthanum oxide is used. Lanthanum oxide is used. Lanthanum oxide means Ln2O3. Similar to Ln2O3. Similar to Al2O3. Lanthanum oxide is used as phosphorus in TV screen. On this TV screen, lanthanum oxide is used. So what is mish metal? It is an alloy of lanthanoids. It is an alloy of lanthanoids. Lanthanoids, any of lanthanoid, 95% and 5% iron and traces of this sulfur, calcium, or aluminium, carbon. That alloy is called the mish metal, which is used to make bullets and flints. Lanthanum oxide is used to make phosphorus used in TV screens. And uses of this D block and F block. Fe used for construction. Chromium, manganese, nickel, they are used to make alloys. MnO2 is used in battery. Copper, silver, gold are coinage metals to make coins. B2O5, vanadium pentoxide, is used as catalyst. Fe is used as a catalyst in Haber process. Nickel always used as a catalyst. Nickel, palladium, platinum used as for reduction to give the surface area. AgBr in photography. So these are the uses of this or the applications of D and F. Thank you. So with that, we finish this chapter. Potassium dichromate and potassium permanganate are not included this year. Potassium preparation and properties of KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7 are deleted from this chapter. Thank you.